booties for black girl nerds.
That's what's up.
So, Kenan and Kel, listen, my 15-year-old self is geeked out to talk to both of you guys.
As well as your current self, we hope. Yes.
Right?
Of course, my current self. And, I'm even a bigger fan after seeing the sequel to Good Burger, which is obviously...
You saw it.
Say that?
You saw it.
I did. I saw it.
You liked it.
I loved it. I absolutely loved it.
Come on now. Come on. That's how we do.
Black Girl Nerds approval is here.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Kenan, I'll start with you. Dexter's choices in this film results in others suffering the consequences of those decisions. Would you say that at this age, Dexter is just stubborn in his choices, or is he just as naive as Ed?
It's classic Dexter, to where I think he might be a little naive as far as not knowing the effects it would have on other people. You know what I mean? He always thinks like the best outcome possible is what is definitely going to happen, and sometimes that doesn't happen. Like sometimes there are, other variables, or it might be the worst case scenario, but he never plans for the worst case scenario. He's always planning like everything is just going to go perfectly fine and everybody's going to be upstanding citizens and everybody's going to be above board. But, that usually doesn't happen, and then he's confused because he didn't plan on it. You know what I mean? And now he's got to like walk it back or try to repair, the dam as, little water holes spring out, I guess. But, the beauty of it is that we get to watch, the journey of someone, maturing, I guess, through that kind of a process.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Indeed, we do get to see a lot of maturity in his character, and we also get to see a lot of maturity in Ed, Kel, because now he's settled down. He's got a wife.
Grown on up. He's got a family.
Huge, a pretty big family, a lot of kids. What do you think it is about Ed that makes him a great dad and a husband to his family?
Yeah, just like how he takes care of the fast food. You know what I mean? He even named his kids, after the fast food, the pickles and mustard and onion. so he's going to show that same love that he shows at the restaurant, at home. And I think that's what's really cool about it. And we all were discussing like, okay, where should they both be within this? And I love seeing the dynamic of Dexter's story, which is very deep too. Shout out to Kenan, because this is like first time too, you get to see him in like a dramatic role, like to really be honest, you know what I mean? Like a dramatic role all the way through. So, and killed it, you know what I mean?
I appreciate it.
And then seeing Ed as a family man, like what is that? You know what I mean? And to see that he actually has it together,
Yeah, I mean, it's a very compelling story arc that Dexter goes through in this journey in Good Burger too. Yeah. So it's really, a step up from what we've seen with the first film. The first film was a little bit more zany and comedic, but this one gets a little bit deeper. But we still see those funny, zany, humorous moments in the film. And there's a number of celebrity guest stars that are in this sequel. Amazing. So all who made an appearance, who is the biggest Kenan and Kel fan? Because I imagine that a lot of them got on board because they wanted to be a part of this with you.
Yeah, I mean, we got people calling in.
Yeah, there's a lot of love out there for the old boys. You know what I mean? It feels good.
Yeah, man.
Who's the biggest? I can't really say. I know Carmen is definitely she was one of the first to call once she heard that it was even a possibility, because we worked, only for a few days on the first one, but we had such a good time. And you know what I mean? She's it was a first time for her kind of doing something like that or whatever. So she was always very nice to us for kind of holding her hand through that process. And she's never forgotten that. So she's always been a real one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think anybody that we asked, right?
Yeah, Kai was excited. I mean, someone told him that he should be in Good Burger.
Yeah.
And he was just like, I need to do this and, put it on his show. And then we had to call him up.
I think Young Gravy, physically was the biggest.
Yeah, he was like, I got to be in there. Young Gravy. Young Gravy. That's an inside joke. Sorry. Give it up for Young Gravy.
I mean, it sounds like you guys had so much fun on this film, and it's been over 20 years since the first film came out. As you're getting prepared to play these characters again, and either one of you can jump at this question, do you feel like playing these characters, it's like riding a bike, or did it take some readjusting to play Ed and Dexter?
I'm riding a unicycle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once you learn that unicycle.
Yeah, once you learn that unicycle.
You'll never
you know what I'm saying? But it's you don't know, because if you stop too quick,
right,
you might fall over.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But we were right back at it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Right back at it. And I say that because it's like, you're right back at it, but with a little bit of caution. You know what I mean? You're like, okay, you want to see where they go with this. And I feel like we really made it happen. Part 2 stands on its own. You know what I mean? Like, you could watch part 2 by itself, and it still holds up, and that's what we wanted. That's what we wanted. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of trust, There's a lot, like, I didn't really have to worry about, was Kel going to be funny, or was Kel going to be, energetic, or, actually be there, or there was nothing for me to worry about on his side. You know what I'm saying? So that's a big relief, especially when most of the burden of kind of like the movie is on his shoulders, you know what I'm saying? So he had every right in the world to say, quote unquote, have a bad moment or a bad day, or, being exhausted and, have an outburst, but he never did. He's not that person. He never lashes out, you know what I mean? He's just always in a good, happy, laugh through it, laugh now, cry and laugh later, or whatever it is, just laugh through the pain of anything that's happening, whether it's like we're tired, or, things that are actually happening in the world and stuff like that. So to work with somebody like that is just, such a relief, but also it's a privilege, man. I feel very privileged to be, partners with someone like that.
Yeah, same, brother. Yeah, same.
The chemistry between you two still, is just palpable. It still radiates on the screen after all these years. And it feels like this is a sequel that was just made a few years later. And by the way, you guys awesome. Aged very well. I just want to say.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
So, Kel,
it's the Ed sauce. That's what it is.
That's what it is.
Is that what it is? It's okay. It's in the Ed sauce.
It's right here.
Yep.
Put it on your face.
I need a sample of that sauce. Kel, we follow each other. You follow Black Girl Nerds on Instagram.
I do.
Yes. Thank you for that. And I see you on Instagram often. And I also see a lot how the fans have reacted to Good Burger 2, just from the promotional poster when we posted it on Instagram. Tons of engagement. So have you got a temperature of how the fans have, kind of gauged this receipt of the series of Good Burger 2? And are you surprised at the response of fans to this?
Man, it's surreal. It's a blessing. I mean, people have been wanting this for a while. They're always going, you'll post something and then they'll go, but what about that Good Burger 2? But what about that Good Burger 2? So now that it's here, the excitement, I just recently saw a comment and they're like, I'm having a watch party. I'm doing a barbecue party. I'm grilling, all this stuff like that. So shout out to everyone that's doing a watch party. Shout out to everybody that's getting the whole family together. We were talking about this. It's this is the movie where you can call grandmama, you can call the little baby in the room, and everybody can watch it. You don't have to worry about anything crazy being on the screen. Just laughter. Fun and laughter.
Yeah, man. I imagine, full living rooms and everybody sitting quiet until, a funny moment happens and they all burst out laughing. And then, at the end of the movie, they look up and 2 hours of very special family time has been spent, And then if they throw the first one on as a double up, you know what I mean? It's just such a pleasure to be able to do work that, is multi-generational like that. That's what I think warms both of our hearts, the fact that, grandma and newborn can share something. And, it's not like the adults are watching what the kids want to watch. You know what I mean? The adults want to watch it for themselves, that's very cool.
That's what I love about the fact that this sequel has come out so many years later, that fans like me that were 15 years old when I saw the first film get to see it with, younger fans that are of that age or even younger. So I'm sure a lot of the original fans will be watching this with their kids. And then you mentioned Kyson. I'm sure his whole following of younger folks are going to watch this film. My last question is, there are several nods from the first film that we get to see in this sequel. Did either of you had a hand in crafting those scenes to kind of pay homage to Good Burger?
Yeah. Shout out to our writers, and Kenan and I both produced on this film, and it was great to like just be on hand and make sure that it stayed to the essence of what Good Burger is, and a lot of those, like, I was about to say Christmas nuggets. I cannot get it right.
All them little Christmas nuggets, Easter eggs. All them little Easter egg Christmas nuggets are just sprinkled throughout the movie in a beautiful way. It's unbelievable.
I can't say Easter egg for some reason. I don't know what's going on with my mind.
Christmas nuggets. That's what they are.
I'm here for the replacement of the term Easter egg with Christmas nuggets. I love
absolutely.
that.
A bunch of Christmas nuggets in there, and that's what you want. When you go see a movie, you're looking for Christmas nuggets. Absolutely. But it was cool because we're working with a lot of people that, were around for the first one, so everybody's kind of like, oh, don't forget about this, don't forget about that in case something was kind of glossed over. So yeah, it was a good effort, like team effort, to make sure like the nostalgia is being celebrated as much as we're creating something new for that world, basically. So yeah, that was a lot of fun, and hopefully we can do it a few more times, God willing, and other things.
I have no doubt that this will have huge reception among fans. I absolutely loved it. I can't wait for everybody else to see it. Kenan, Kel, thank you so much for your time. It's an honor. It's a privilege. Huge fan over here. And I look forward to everyone to seeing it.
Thank you so much, man. Word. Black girl nerd.
Hey.
Better shake your booties for black girl nerds. Better shake your booties for black girl nerds.